Hey there, welcome to Honduras This Week Online. The video cast is for the week of November 17th, 2008. I'm your host, Todd Ellertson. I'm back. Thank you, Nicole, for filling in while I was gone. It's good to be back. It's a breezy but sunny day here in Tegucigalpa. We're brought to you by, and we're almost live, from Minister Sweet's Sweet Dreams. The floods have subsided, but people still need your help. Please go to www.redcross.org and follow the link to Honduras to see how you can help. Lots to get to this week, so let's get started. A press corps, yours truly included, boarded a U.S. military Chinook helicopter last Wednesday and headed from Sotocano Air Base to Puerto Lempira, gracias a Dios, in the La Mosquitia region of Honduras. There we met U.S. Ambassador to the U.S., Hugo Llorens, who dedicated a newly built school in that impoverished town. Also, a new hyperbaric chamber was dedicated as part of the hospital in Puerto Lempira. Both were donated by the U.S. government. The hyperbaric chamber is used to treat deep sea divers. Many of the fishermen down there don't use poles or nets. They deep sea dive for their fish and they come up too quickly. They get decompression syndrome, which can be very serious, and they need the hyperbaric chamber for treatment. So it was a very necessary piece of medical equipment. Read the full story in the national section. In culturally related news, the 6th Visual Arts Biennial of Central America opened to the public earlier this month. The exhibition, on display in Tegucigalpa at the National Museum of Identity, features works by 36 artists from 5 countries. Prizes have been awarded by a jury to the works of art that include sculpture, paintings, and others. Read the full article by Anna Olf in the cultural section. And if you're in Tegucigalpa, go see the exhibition. It concludes on February 20th of next year. It seems that tourism is back on track in Roatan, thankfully just before the high season starts for hotel owners and tourism operators. Due to local protests against RECO, the island's electricity provider, word had gotten out that tourists were at risk. Residents, not happy about recent rate hikes, took matters into their own hands, unfortunately at the cost of tourism traffic. The protests have subsided, and tourists, including many on cruise ships, have been assured that the waters and the tempers on Roatan have calmed. For more details, read the full article by Alvaro Morales Molina in the national section. Political reporter James Bodden brings us news about changes in Nicaragua's governmental structure. President Daniel Ortega and his supporters want to change the current form of democracy there into a hybridized parliamentary system. Specifically, Ortega is pushing for his perpetual re-election and preserving his party's power. While Ortega seems to move forward unchecked, many there are fearful for the relatively young democracy which formed after a 10-year revolution which ended in 1989. For more in-depth details, read Bodden's full article in the Central America section. A group of Honduras This Week employees, including managing editor Alvaro Morales Molina, recently ventured south to Honduras's Gulf of Fonseca. No, the trip was not your typical day at the beach. They went there to see what's being done to protect Gulf turtles, or golfinas, on the beaches of Punta Raton. 2 local stewards there of the endangered turtles, Herminio and Teo, watched over to make sure the young turtles, whose parents returned to their birthplace to lay the eggs some 30 years later, make sure that the turtles make it from the time they hatch to the time they start their own ocean journeys. Alvaro Morales Molina provides full details in his article in the environment section. Ladies, have you ever wondered if those high heels might not be the healthiest choice? In-house health expert and sports physical therapist Yvonne Van Leest isn't advocating you toss them out just yet, but there are some things you need to know about how high heels can affect your health. Your Achilles tendon is at particular risk for injury if you wear high heels often and work out or exercise. No, don't wear your high heels when you exercise or work out. Read Health Matters to find out what you can do to prevent the injuries. You may even rethink those high heels. Who knows? Yes, it made $70 million at the box office in the U.S. over the weekend, and yes, I'm excited that I got to see it here in Honduras before U.S. audiences did. But Quantum of Solace, the latest James Bond movie, falls short of 2006's Casino Royale and begins 20 minutes after that movie ends. British actor Daniel Craig, in his second outing as 007, is taut, quick, ruthless, and hell-bent on revenge following the death of his lady-love Vesper Lynn, who died at the end of Casino Royale. Craig is good, though he speaks a lot less and grunts a lot more. Thankfully, Judi Dench is back as M, and her back and forth with Bond is one of the film's highlights. Action abounds, but for the sake of 007 fans worldwide, please, for the next one, Bond people, come up with a better title. Quantum of Solace? And don't borrow quite so much from the Bourne franchise. This is James Bond we're talking about. Read the Cinemaniac reviews in the cultural section. And don't forget to check out our weekly faithfuls, All About Roatan by Don Perley, From Honduras to Holland by Yvonne Van Leest, and Copan Update by Howard Rosenzweig. Soccer fans, Mexico versus Honduras, Wednesday night in San Pedro Sula. Very important game for World Cup qualifying play. Jamaica and Canada play at the same time in Kingston. That's when we'll know who's going to go to the next round for the 2010 World Cup. Canada has been eliminated, so only 2 teams among Mexico, Honduras, and Jamaica will make it to the next round. Check local and cable TV listings to see the game, if you're not going to go there yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Check us out on Facebook, too. I'm Todd Ellerson for this week's edition of Honduras This Week Online. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.